Hello guys, this is your Justice analyst and it's time to take a look at the first semi-final participants again. So first of all, I will remind you that I have already prepared my predictions for the first semi-final, but it was before the rehearsals. So here now you can see on the screen which countries were supposed to qualify and not to qualify, in my opinion. So of course, now after the first rehearsals and especially the second rehearsals, we can see how it will really look on stage. So we now don't have to judge just the national performance, pre-parties and official music videos, but we can actually judge the actual staging on the Eurovision stage. So today we will again go through all the 15 countries, see if their chances to qualify have improved or actually went down, and we will see which 10 countries I predict will qualify to the final next week on Tuesday. Let's go. Take a look at yourself, 'cause that is what you need to do. So we start today with Cyprus, Silia and Lyre. So I already rated her chances to qualify as 65%. I think the live staging is a little bit underwhelming. It looks a little bit dark. The dancing routine is definitely not comparable to Noah, Kirill or even Sarah Bonici from this year. So this is something what could definitely have been improved for the Eurovision stage. But on the other hand, it sounds great. Her live vocals are maybe not the most stable ones, but in general are good. Even if we compare with, let's say, Tamta from 2019, I think this is not as underwhelming as it could have been. The number one slot to open the semifinal is of course not in her advantage, but generally the songs opening the show tend to qualify as long as it's not a huge disaster. So I would still rate her chances to 60%. I think she will make it. Just now I'm a little bit less confident, especially because some other countries have brought really great performances. But so far I really see Cyprus qualifying from some place 8, 9, maybe even 10. So the country number 2 is Serbia, Ramonda by Teya, Dora. She's currently ranked 10th by the bookmakers, while she's ranked 4th by the televoters. I have previously ranked her a little bit higher than I want to rank her now, so now I will give Serbia just 30% qualification chance. I really think that this spot number 2 is definitely a big disadvantage for Serbia. You might remember their performance for this rock, this kind of magical staging, but then on the other hand, rock comes in the performance of Ukraine and it's much more memorable and much more effective there. If you want to vote for a ballot, you will probably go for Portugal, which comes in the end and which is stronger. So I really don't see Serbia qualifying this year, but I will still keep 30% just because there is Slovenia, Croatia, and in general, Serbia knows how to get some points from the televoters around Europe. Luktelk. So Luktelk is ranked 3rd by the bookmakers and by the Eurovision fans. I'm, let's say, not as confident as maybe those two groups are, so I still rank his chances at 75%. I don't think anything has really changed in comparison to what we have anticipated from Lithuania, because it's basically almost the same stage in which we have seen in the Lithuania national selection. I still think it should qualify, especially because it's Lithuania, and Lithuania generally gets quite good support from countries like Ireland, UK, who are all voting in the semi-final. So I really expect Lithuania will qualify this year. And next is Ireland. So already bookmakers became warmer towards this entry. Now it's ranked 7th. By the Eurovision fans, it's ranked 6th. And I will also definitely improve the qualification chances from the previous 35% to the massive 85%. Well, after seeing this live performance, because this was actually my main concern, like we haven't seen any really powerful performance of the song in the past. From the Irish national selection, it was quite weak. It was looking more like a school concert. From the pre-parties, you know, it was a little bit basic. I mean, her dresses were great, but apart from that, there was nothing happening. And now we see this very, you know, dark, magical, mysterious performance on the live stage. I think she's also singing it a little bit differently, which I like more. So this short snippet, which we have seen from her second rehearsal, is absolutely stunning. It might even be like in top 3 or top 5 of the semifinals. So I'm pretty sure we will see finally Ireland in the final of Eurovision. So 85%. Ukraine. So I will start with the fact that now I definitely rank their chances as 100% to qualify. I think they or Croatia, one of them will for sure win the semi-final. I actually think that this performance looked absolutely magnificent. It looks like a potential Eurovision winner, while with Croatia I'm a little bit unsure just simply because of the juries. I think this year Ukraine definitely deserves to win, with Kalush Orchestra and so on. People, speculate, well, if it would be not the year when there was war, they wouldn't be the winners. Who knows? But in general, with this song, I think they really deserve that, and I can't wait to see the whole performance. The next country to talk about is Poland. So Poland has actually received mixed reviews for their rehearsals. Some people got really disappointed by her live vocals. Some people were really excited because of the staging. I would say I already have ranked her chances to qualify with just 30% before because of the live vocals on the pre-parties. So what we have heard now actually gave me a little bit more hope because it sounded better than what we have heard on the pre-parties. So now I will rank her chances 40%. I think she might be really like on this edge of qualifying, and I'm not really sure if she will or not. As of now, especially based on seeing this kind of cold response in the fandom, I feel like that she will not qualify, but Poland generally gets quite good support from the televoters. It's a very memorable stage and there is nothing else what is similar. I only think one of her biggest disadvantages is that she is sandwiched between Ukraine and Croatia, so this might really be a huge disadvantage for her, but so far 40%. Well, with Croatia, there is not much to discuss. It's still the same stage in which we have seen in the Croatian selection, more or less. I mean, there are, of course, some changes, but you can definitely recognize that it's the same concept. It looks great, definite finalist. Well, Hera is such a sweetheart. I have to say, this live performance has melted my heart a little bit towards the song, so I will improve the chances from 5% to 15%. Of course, 15% is still far from the qualification. I don't think we will see her in the final, but now I wouldn't be surprised if she would finish not last, because this is actually quite catchy and she's definitely standing out because her camera angles are good, her vocals are quite good in comparison to some of the previous performances. Croatia, it's not really much about vocals. Poland has quite terrible vocals, so she will really stand out as well. I'm just really curious to see how the public will react to that, but I wouldn't expect to see her in the finals. And now Veronika, another entry which has got quite mixed reviews after the rehearsals. Some people think it looks stunning, that her vocals are amazing, that everything is just absolutely perfect. Some others think, well, if this is the, culmination of the song, like the most exciting part of the song, and it looks a little bit, static, maybe not like as captivating as it could be, then we should definitely not expect that the rest of the song will be captivating. So I tend to be more in the second group. I still think that it's not a huge disastrous stage and it's still good one, but I'm not sure if it will be enough to qualify. I have ranked her chances as 25% before. Now I will increase it to 35%, just based on the fact how stunning her vocals sound, how captivating at least this short snippet looks, but I can't rank it higher because I really don't expect big surprises they can have for the rest of the song, and I think that probably it will not be understood by the public. I really expect that it will be ranked kind of similar to Iru with Echo from Georgia last year. Her song was also maybe a little bit too dark, a little bit too mysterious and not understandable for the public. However, Raiven's live performance is stronger, but I still can't see her qualifying at this point of time. Well, as you all know, Finland were just absolutely the same staging as what they had in their national finals, so I will still keep their chances 90%. I can't really rank it lower or higher because there is not much change. I only have to say, in this short snippet which got available by the Eurovision channel, we can see that the Windows 95 man is now singing some parts with some head voice, which might sound funny, but just when you're used to his hoarse, deep voice, and now he's doing this kind of head voice parts, I really see that this is a little bit unnecessary. The song is funny enough, the performance is funny enough, you don't have to make these additional things, because if it becomes too much over the top, their qualification might be at risk. So the chances of Moldova I have already rated as 40% before. I will give her additional 5%, so now it will be 45%. I think the performance looks really nice based on the colors. The color scheme is very, very different in comparison to everyone else. She looks great. I really liked her makeup also during the second rehearsals, even more than during the first ones. And her vocals are absolutely mesmerizing. I'm just a little bit unsure if, the song will captivate enough voters to really help Moldova to qualify to the final. I still think she will be somewhere on the edge. It might go one way, might go other way, but so far 45% for me. Well, if Ireland was definitely my biggest grower in the semi-finals, Serbia and also Azerbaijan are my biggest disappointments. Unfortunately, I think the live staging is not really translating the message of the song so well. The vocals of Fahree are not bad, but they are a little bit shaky and not like, definitely perfect for the song to qualify. So now I see their chances as 50%. I still think that this kind of songs usually tend to qualify because we have here this Turkish or Azerbaijani, just Eastern influence, which is quite cool. And there are a lot of people who like this kind of music and who will want to vote for the song. If it will be enough to qualify, I'm not yet sure. So now I see their chances definitely lower. I think the costumes with these Galaxy Explorers vibe are a little bit out of place. I'm not really sure why they went for this kind of concept. The background visuals are not bad, but also not really wow. I think their staging is definitely not improving their chances, but 50% I still reserve for Azerbaijan. It's raining light. Australia just brought a huge party on stage, so I think that their qualification chances should be improved, so from 50% to 55%, because this is definitely not a disappointing stage. And first I was a bit scared by the costumes and some video from like the first rehearsal, but when you watch the whole production, the whole picture for TV from the second rehearsals, it all actually comes together quite cool. I like that there are not just two of them on stage, that there are more, that this guy with Aboriginal instrument from Australia. So this all comes together great. They sound good. It's just a huge party atmosphere with very, very nice visuals in the background. So I tend to believe we will see Australia in the final. I'm only concerned by the fact that Australia, of course, has no neighbors and so on. But we have here UK, Ireland, Sweden, so actually the countries which usually tend to vote for Australia more than the others. So it definitely improves their chances. So let's see. Well, with Portugal, I was already quite sure with 70% that she will qualify to the final, but now I will increase this even to 90%. I think that she really has solidified her qualification with this great live performance. I think they contribute from the stage in Malmö almost the most from all the participants of the semi-final. It really looks great, and even though it's black and white and normally it's kind of forgettable color scheme, I think it really stands out. And of course the running order that they are second to last definitely helps, and after the big party in Australia, a lot of people will really enjoy this completely different vibe from Portugal, and I am sure we will see Portugal in the finals. And the last country is, of course, Luxembourg, Tali with Fighter, whom I already have seen as some sort of borderline qualifier before that, because I was really unsure how it will all look on stage, if they will invest, enough money into this live performance. And their first rehearsal was not really giving me more hope for Luxembourg, because we saw that black jumpsuit, which actually looked really, really bad. But after seeing the second rehearsal, it's still, not something groundbreaking, but at least she's wearing proper clothes for the Eurovision stage. Now I see her chances as 70%. I think this is a great entry to close the show. Now, especially after, Cyprus has let us down a little bit with the staging, I think Luxembourg is actually winning some points through that because they are both female pops. Also, Poland is, kind of underwhelming because of the vocals. So these are all the factors which really contribute to great performance and great results of Luxembourg. So currently, I think that they are the finalists. So now we have talked about all the 15 entries. I think it will be a very nice semi-final with so many different genres. I just can't wait to watch the whole show. Some countries, of course, disappointed us a little bit, while some others just blew us away. So now let's take a look which 10 countries are qualifying in my opinion. So they will be Cyprus, Lithuania, Ireland, Ukraine, Croatia, Finland, Azerbaijan, Australia, Portugal and Luxembourg, which means Serbia, Poland, Iceland, Slovenia and most probably Moldova will be left outside. And I have to say, in general, just 7 countries, so till Luxembourg, they have really solidified their place in the final, while for the other 3, Cyprus, Australia, Azerbaijan, I think it's really dependent on like how the whole performance will come up together. So Moldova, Poland, I still see as potential qualifiers as well, while I think Slovenia, Serbia and of course Iceland, they probably have no chance. So this is my opinion. I'm really curious to hear what do you think. In my new prediction, actually 5 countries are qualifying from the first half and also 5 from the second half, so even distribution. Do you maybe think it's still not all lost for Serbia and Slovenia? Of course, don't get me wrong, the performances of both of them are really mesmerizing, really great. They are both amazing vocalists. It's just we have only 10 places for the final and not all 15 songs can qualify. I think even Hera, you know, she's such a charismatic performer, such a good vocalist. I would really love to see her in the final as well, but 5 of them unfortunately will have to fly home before the finals. So please let me know down below in the comments, what do you think, if you agree completely or you have some other opinions. And don't forget to subscribe if you still haven't, because tomorrow the video about the second semi-final is coming.